Hey all, welcome to Just Two Dudes podcast. Alright, well, this is kind of going to be like a test episode.
Yeah.
To see how it all goes, kind of as an online version, because I live in one city and you live in another city.
Yeah.
But you come back every now and then, so we're figuring out if we should record a bunch on one day when you're back, or just kind of do it all like this. So far, so good, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to see what like the audio levels end up being.
Yeah.
And how my audio quality differs from yours, and if I need to go buy a fucking
Yeah.
bougie ass mic.
Well, yeah. That's
But,
about too much on this mic. Anyway, so I guess we'll do some background stuff, which is just to say that like the two of us met when we were probably like 13, I want to say, it was 2011.
Yeah, so that's 9 years ago.
9 years ago, which is
Oof. It's too long.
So yeah, our like mutual interests have been pretty important to us in terms of like keeping us as friends, I would say.
Definitely. Yeah.
So we or I or whoever you, whatever, have the idea to kind of talk about this stuff that we like. And
Yeah, it's pretty much all you. I just.
Well, the initial concept, yeah. But
Yeah, you were just like, you want to do it, and I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I'm down.
But yeah, hopefully people find it interesting, or like listening to us being idiots, which seems
It's probably
probably
what it's gonna
more
be, to be
accurate.
honest.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. So we decided that our inaugural topic is gonna be wrestling. Wrestling. Or oh god, there's gonna be so much of that where you say something and then I just repeat it.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be absolutely. It'll just be meme quality shit.
Yes. Probably more specifically WWE, as I've never really watched anything else. Did you?
Yeah, no, I watched a little bit of like New Japan,
Oh yeah.
pro wrestling, a few classics from there.
Oh yeah.
Haven't watched any All Elite wrestling, but it's
Yeah,
just
I've
it's
heard
just edgy smart wrestling where all the cool wrestlers are these days.
Yeah.
John Moxley or fucking whatever his name was in WWE. Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Then who else? Kenny Omega's in All Elite Wrestling
I've
now.
heard a lot of
He's
good things about Kenny Omega.
There was like in New Japan, he was like the best white boy.
Oh.
But he was getting ready to like take on, like be like a big part of the company, and then All Elite Wrestling came along, and he was like, I'm gonna do my own shit.
Right.
From my understanding, at least.
Yeah. It's got Chris Jericho too, right?
Yeah.
That's a big.
I just find Chris Jericho's cool, but he just looks so like old now. He's hit that like old man wrestler stage.
Yeah, he's hit the point where it's all just gonna be downhill from here.
Yeah. R.I.P. Chris Jericho.
Because when I was watching, he came back, and that was in like 2008 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this guy's pretty old. But now, like 12 years later, he's even older.
He's really great at character work, though.
Oh yeah, that's like definitely his like go-to.
Strong suit.
Yeah, his strong suit. I like his little, what was it? It was like the light up jacket.
Oh yeah, back in 2008 when he had the light up jacket, and it had like it was Y2J.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh man, that was before CM Punk had a rage quit. WWE.
Yeah, that was like 2013-ish. CM Punk.
Yeah.
Leaving. I'm sure we'll talk more about CM Punk later. He's probably going to be on a lot of our top 5 lists, I'm imagining.
Yeah, John Cena #1, hands down.
Big match, John. John Cena.
So legitimately, as a kid, I fucking loved Thugonomics. Jay Cena.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, John Cena's like the best, man.
It's interesting to see like the new John Cena being like Roman Reigns, but even the kids are like, "Nah, fuck you." Wait, should we swear?
I mean,
maybe get less sponsorships if we ever get popular.
Oh yeah. Maybe just.
Welcome to Sherry's Berries.
Oh, is that still a thing?
Fuck, I got no idea. It's just one of the first
That
sponsors
was
I
on
really
the
like.
on the Rooster Teeth podcast a lot back when I used
Yeah.
to watch that, but I don't anymore because Bernie's not on it.
Yeah, pretty much same here. I just would
Um,
never forget Bill Burr's podcast where he like reads the Sherry's Berry ad and it's just like, why is this a fucking company? And he's just ripping on it for like 20 minutes.
Oh, that sounds like Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like WWE and kind of like the wrestling like that is it's kind of like a dirty word now. People say it's like cringy and fake.
Yeah.
And like as a kid, I never really like saw that or thought of it.
Oh, I had there was always rumors. They're like, bro, did you hear it's fake? And I'd be like, no.
You're like, get out of here. But I guess going back now, you can kind of.
Yeah, you can see.
You can see, like you can see the fake. Well, not the fake, but like they're not really punching each other in the face. But there's a lot of stuff they are still doing that.
Oh yeah.
You just can't fake it. Like
anytime they pick anything up.
Yeah.
Like anyone up at any point in time, like grapple holds and all that.
Yeah.
Just the initial like slaps.
Yeah.
Or if anything, they're kind of like pulling it, so it does do contact, but it doesn't do like follow through.
Yeah. Well, you can tell the difference. Like, have you seen that video of I think it's Brock Lesnar and I don't know his name. Some like huge dude. He's like physically massive, and he like.
Oh, Braun Strowman.
Yeah, and he like knees him.
Oh yeah, and then Brock Lesnar's like,
yeah,
what?
Brock Lesnar just like full on like UFC punches him in the face.
Oh, and then like knocks. He like you can tell he's just like dazed after that.
And all the commentators are like, "Oh,
that was not meant to happen."
Yeah, they like replay the punch so many times.
Yeah, just whoa.
Yeah.
Though JR used to be the GOAT commentator.
JR.
Back out.
Yeah. JR and Jerry Lawler was the OG combo.
Before someone got drunk on like a WWE like video, I think it was like Ric Flair, I want to say.
Yeah, Ric Flair got drunk.
On like it's like a WWE like 2K game.
Yeah.
Like
so
thing,
funny.
and JR couldn't control him, so they fired him.
Well, that's
like that.
so mean to JR. Like
he was, by God, he did nothing wrong.
By God, he's just there to commentate, man.
The goddamn slobber knocker. Classic.
Yeah, I did a free trial for the network, like WWE Network. I was pretty impressed by it. I could go back and watch like anything that I wanted, including like the Raw shows. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's really cool.
Which is insane.
Back when John Cena won every match every week.
Oh yeah. Fucking John.
If this podcast ever does get out at any point, I can just imagine all the snarky WWE or like wrestling fans be like, "Fuck you! What are you doing?" Like, "This is totally wrong, you piece of shit."
Yeah, that'll be fun. But you know, thanks for listening. Either way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. I appreciate you.
Yeah. I also checked out some of the new pay-per-views just to like check in on the business, see how it's all going. But speaking of like that kind of thing, when would you say you stopped watching wrestling?
I've had like a bit of an off and on. Like I was like 2006 to like 2008, like was my prime years of wrestling, and then like a little more recently, I've been like watching. Like I tend to watch like every WrestleMania every year, just because it's WrestleMania, and you're like, why not for the spectacle?
I feel like WrestleMania gets way more. Like more people go to WrestleMania than any other of the pay-per-views. Yeah. So I feel like it's just like a casual thing. Like even if you aren't fully up to date, you can go and watch it, and they'll still play the recap of like the beef or whatever.
Yeah, all the story that's been building up. Except for the fact that WWE is just horrible at maintaining any consistency.
Yeah, we'll brunch into that right now. Did you watch the one they did in Saudi Arabia like last week?
I didn't watch it, but like I watched like most of the highlights from it because I watched the Goldberg squash match on The Fiend, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh man, I watched the Royal Rumble, and they had a Fiend, what's that dude's name? Daniel Bryan, like, beef going on.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And the Fiend was made to be like this crazy, like, Undertaker style dude that just no one could stop. And then some, like, old ass man, Goldberg, beats him.
It's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to build up, like if they did that correctly, the Fiend could literally have been like an Undertaker tier. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And like he had such a cool mythos, and he was like super like creepy, and like had like this like weird kind of like boogeyman Undertaker vibe.
Yeah, well, because he had that like the Bray Wyatt like talk show thing.
Yeah, or
where he was like with the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucking creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cool. But a lot of people were complaining that was like a testament to WWE relying on their old dudes rather than like giving the young new guys a chance.
100%.
And there was this guy on Twitter, Kyle Scarborough, who's like a tattoo artist apparently. He was talking about because what's that dude's name? He's like the Miz's tag team partner. He's come back recently.
John Morrison.
Yeah, John Morrison. They came
John
back.
Insert wrestling promotion here.
Yeah.
Johnny Impact.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched, he was Johnny Nitro.
Classic. Yeah, Johnny Nitro, and then he's like, "Oh, my last name's actually Morrison."
Yeah, and it was Eminem, and it was him and Melina. And
hell yeah,
some other dude. I don't know. That wasn't the Miz? No.
No, it wasn't the Miz. It was some other dude. The Miz was a little bit later, I think.
Yeah. But they beat the New Day in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay.
They became the SmackDown champs.
Yeah.
And then the next SmackDown, they lost. They didn't lose the title, but they just like lost.
Against who?
I don't even know.
I'm gonna find it. I'll look it up. Give it a wee look.
Yeah, but this tattoo artist guy, made a tweet about it, and he said, "You booked your brand new tag champs to lose clean in a non-title match. Are they trying to completely destroy their characters? Hashtag SmackDown Live." And Bray Wyatt responded, "Yes."
Dude, so savage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just like so sick of that.
Yeah. Let me just check. The tweet is still up. I don't think any significant wrestling people have like responded to it, but I can imagine Bray Wyatt would be pretty pissed because I think he's a very cool wrestler.
Yeah, well, he's had so many like times.
Yeah.
Where like they've really pushed him, and then like right as they like need to, like really need to push him, they just go, "Oh, nah, Barry."
Yeah. Like he had that whole thing with John Cena, and I mean he lost, but that's because he was like the bad guy, so he has to lose at WrestleMania.
I honestly think this WrestleMania, the Fiend should beat John Cena because that would be good.
Yeah.
Because John Cena is like big match John. Like he never loses in the super big matches unless it's like
unless it's against like someone bigger.
The Undertaker when the Undertaker came back, which they really need to do away with because as soon as they ruined Undertaker's streak, all the mythos went away.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you feel about the streak being ended?
I wasn't a fan of it.
No, I don't really like it.
Because like it was all the hype.
Yeah, I reckon he should have just like beat Brock Lesnar and then just like fucked off and retired and just been like, I'm out. Yeah,
because like that's such a WrestleMania thing. Is like that's why I loved like tuning into WrestleMania as a kid because you're like, oh my god,
because the Undertaker match is
and like especially that section like the Shawn Michaels and Triple H matches versus the Undertaker was that
Shawn
so
Michaels
good.
One was fucking fantastic.
And I mean, HBK is in my top 5. Oh, no doubt.
For sure.
It's going to be heavily biased. Actually, have you watched any New Japan Pro Wrestling at all?
No, I haven't. No.
There's this one wrestler. Oh my god, his name has just escaped me right now. But essentially, he's straight up like one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. His
Okay.
name is, oh my god, I gotta look him up. It's not Tanahashi. It's Tanahashi's rival.
Yeah.
It's Okada. Yeah.
Okada. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
Him and Naito are like.
Yeah.
I honestly think that New Japan has some of the better, like best booking that I've seen in such a long time because they book consistently.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If WWE book consistently and also offloaded, they don't need to monopolize all wrestlers because they've bloated out too much. I think.
Yeah. Well, they had that like 50-man Royal Rumble or something a couple of years ago. It's like that's all right. That's a lot.
But no, I highly recommend watching Kazuchika Okada. Man, I probably just butchered the shit out of that name.
That's alright.
You should just watch him and Kenny Omega's matches.
Oh yeah.
Which like the dude who reviews all wrestling matches, who is like the god tier Dave Meltzer, the Meltzer rating.
Yeah.
He's just like classic. Yeah, he's like 6 stars, 7 stars.
Oh jeez.
Like he broke his own scale for those matches because apparently they were so good.
Dang. So that guy Okada held it for 720 days.
Yep.
Holy crap, that's a lot of days.
Yeah, and he was like unbeatable. It was so good.
I know a lot of them moved to WWE, like Shinsuke. Was he in New Japan?
Yeah, Shinsuke was like him, Tanahashi, and I'm not sure about another dude. Were essentially like the 3 pillars of New Japan Pro Wrestling when they were like really dark.
Yeah.
Which is why he came through with like such personality and everyone was so hyped because he was so renowned in New Japan.
Yeah.
And then they just butchered him in WWE.
Well.
Same with Asuka.
Oh yeah.
Because she came over from Stardom, which is I think the wrestling, like women's wrestling in Japan.
Right.
She used to do like male female matches as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
But she came in and she went into NXT and like they booked her so well where she was like literally undefeated and had like the longest NXT women's title like reign ever.
Yeah.
And she came in so strong and then they're like, Charlotte Flair beats her at WrestleMania.
Ugh.
And you were like,
I think Charlotte Flair is another example of backing the like WWE oldies, even though she's new. She's obviously Ric Flair's daughter, so
yeah, or it's like pushing that John Cena ass stereotype for the kids.
Yeah.
Rather than doing anything like truly creative.
Yeah.
And I mean, probably the most, like at least with the women's division, like Becky Lynch has been like the most like organically driven superstar in the entirety of WWE in such a long time.
Huge, yeah. Everyone fucking loves Becky Lynch.
Yeah, like probably since like Daniel Bryan and the fucking Yes movement.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta go watch. Have you watched that WrestleMania match? That WrestleMania where he wins both titles?
I think so. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And Batista's there because fucking Batista just randomly shows up occasionally in WWE.
Yeah, when he's not making Guardians of the Galaxy movies or Avengers movies, he comes back to WWE and gets his nose ring ripped out by Triple H or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah. The last one, 35.
Yeah. Fuck.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Well, they fucking pushed Brock Lesnar out of the way, like, because he was meant to fight someone at the UFC, but I think it fell through.
Yeah. Have you seen that Roman Reigns promo that he did about Brock Lesnar?
No.
Oh man, it's good. He talks about how Brock Lesnar's like lazy and entitled. He only shows up when he wants to. And it's very real, and you can almost feel like Vince is in the back. Like, if you weren't Roman Reigns, you'd be fired.
Oh, I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Give me echoes of that CM Punk pipe bomb.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Oof.
Dude, that honestly is, I think, the best promo, one of the best promos WWE's ever done.
Yeah.
And it's just because CM Punk went just went off.
Just went in. Yeah.
About John Cena.
Was the consensus that like the mic cutoff was real, or was
I think so. Because I think like he
'Cause they
originally
told him-
started doing his promo.
Yeah.
And then he just like went off it, if I remember.
Yeah, well, they said, like, you can say some of this stuff, and I think he started pushing it and went... But he's had a bit of a rocky relationship with WWE.
Yeah. Well, he's back on their backstage program now.
Yeah, he's on their program now, and I guess it's only a matter of time
before he comes back to wrestling after getting his ass beat.
Which would be, like, the biggest crowd response, I reckon, ever.
Yeah, because every single time, like, every time I watch Cultaholic, like, there's always, like, CM Punk rumors at some point being like, CM Punk coming back WWE.
Yeah, well, even now, people still chant CM Punk.
A man can dream.
So, as also part of this kind of, like, little conversation thing, we wanted to do kind of, like, top 5 ideas.
Oh, yeah?
Where I just ask you, like, certain questions about what your top 5, like, I don't know, like a certain area.
Yeah,
so
works.
I guess we'll start with a very easy, just who would you say are your top 5 just ever?
Oh, in wrestling.
This will probably be pretty biased and, like, a good indicator of when we were watching it, I guess.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah.
I imagine a lot of, like, either older people would say stuff from, like, the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Well, I mean, DX is in the Attitude Era. I think there might be a little bit of crossover because, like, sort of at that 2006 to 2008, you had that real, like, the DX came back, but was, like, PG DX.
Yeah.
Where all the kids were like, ha.
Yeah, we can sell DX merch to kids because it's bright green. And that was me, though. I had, like,
but you're like, they're fighting against the Spirit Squad. Oh my god. Fuck yeah. Spirit Squad, 10 out of 10.
Oh, man. The only thing good that came out of the Spirit Squad was Dolph Ziggler.
Even then.
Again, bad booking, I feel.
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah. They had him almost kind of come back and be like a new version of Shawn Michaels, but then they fucking bugged it.
Yep.
Because he took on the super kick.
I feel like ours might have a little bit of, like, crossover.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's from the era. And I mean, alright, top 5. I'm going to throw in some people from not just WWE promotions, because I feel like...
Yeah, that's good. I don't really have any experience with that, so I'll just be the WWE fanboy in this.
And I'll be the cheeky smirk.
Yep, you be the
just the everywhere else wrestling.
Yeah, the everywhere else.
Well, I gotta say, I'm gonna go no particular order because I don't think I could order them, like, on the spot.
Nah,
but
no order is very good.
Got my favorite superstar of all time is Edge, so Edge is just gonna be in there.
Yeah.
Like, when he came back at the Royal Rumble this year, I got so hyped. I got so excited.
That was fantastic.
Because he's my favorite, like, WWE heel of all time.
Yeah.
Because arguably the Undertaker was a heel, but then kind of turned into a babyface almost, because he had so much of the crowd behind him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I feel like the Undertaker character never really, like, cared about that. Except for maybe when he was doing his
little biker boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Edge, Triple H.
Yep.
I want to go Big Match John.
Yep.
And just for a bit of flavor, I would put the Undertaker on, but I know you're probably gonna put the Undertaker on yours.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
But I'm gonna go Tanahashi, who's essentially, like, was the ace of New Japan, like the top of New Japan, and he's like fan favorite, essentially, like, if you think of an anime arc, like a shonen anime arc, that's him as a character.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I will always get stronger and be the best, you know?
Yeah.
So good. And he carried New Japan on his back for so long. And then another one that I'll mix up. I'll go with just one I really like Naito from New Japan as well.
Okay.
Because he basically was, like, set up, kind of, like, built up to be the ace and then, like, fell out.
Okay.
Because he was, like, kind of that got Roman Reigns inorganically pushed.
Right.
And then the crowd just, like, hated him, and then he went over to Mexico and wrestled, and started in this like, stable called, I think it's, like, Los Incomparables or something like that, but it essentially, like, it's this, like, chill, I don't give a fuck wrestling stable, and he just came back, and he essentially became kind of like the people's champ. Ooh. It was like, there's an entire wrestling YouTube video on it it's like so well done. I'll try to find it at some point and
yeah,
links in chat. But like it's like all about his like decline and then just like resurgence, and he's so good. He's the current he's the current like world champion at New Japan.
Okay.
He's just so good. Oh yeah, it's Los Ingobernables.
Okay.
All right, what's your top 5, boy?
Oh, I'm gonna chuck CM Punk on there.
Oh, nice.
I
would have put him on there. I was trying to dissuade from a few of the WWE people.
Yeah.
But he's definitely up there.
I've realized that my list is kind of that I've just written down now is kind
just
of
all
very,
heels.
Yeah, some of them, most of them, but it's also very just like the big ones, I guess. But we'll talk about some of the like top 5 of the modern era a bit later. But
oh yeah,
because I think some of the not just the guys, but a lot of the women and the guys now in the now.
Well, I mean, women went from bra and panties matches to like crazy, legit main events.
Yeah, and that Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey main event was real good.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
Although I am also kind of glad Ronda Rousey isn't in the WWE anymore because she kind of annoyed me.
Yeah. I feel the same about her as I feel about Brock Lesnar, which is kind of like, CM Punk is there just for.
Yep, she's fucking CM Punk.
Yeah, his wrestling is great, but like his promos and his look and even his entrance music, oof, boy.
Oh, he actually had good entrance music both times. The when he had like long hair CM Punk, and then post like short hair CM Punk with Cult of Personality was so good for him.
Yeah, that was great. Oh man, if that music ever is played again, people are gonna lose their minds.
Dude, I know, right? Like all the fucking honestly, that would boost WWE's ratings so much. Oh. Like his return.
Yeah. I'm also gonna chuck Undertaker on there.
Oh, nice.
Because going to like the local video shop when I was a kid and getting the WrestleManias and watching like his matches, those are the ones that were always the standouts because it felt like he was putting like so much of himself in those WrestleMania
Pretty sure I still have
matches.
like a WrestleMania 23 and WrestleMania 22 somewhere at my house. 23 has that one where fucking Edge gets taken out on a stretcher because Jeff Hardy jumps off the 23-foot ladder, and still, to me, like her being like 20, like almost 23, it still blows my mind. Like I get hype, like little kid hype about it.
Yeah. Is that the one with Trump?
Yeah, it's the one with the Trump.
Yikes.
Bobby Lashley versus Umaga in a hair versus hair match. Dude, RIP. Yeah, I agree.
Do you know there's swept way under the rug?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't even know why.
WWE just does that though.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, in the Chris Benoit situation, he did fucking.
That was another thing. The WWE like YouTube channel posted a it was from WrestleMania 21 where they did all the movie trailers.
Yeah.
And they cut a couple of them out because they had Chris Benoit in them, and people were like, "Why did you cut it out? It's fine." And it's like, it's not fine.
Yeah, that man had some serious CTE injuries.
Yeah.
And was essentially like just driven to like severe depression and
just like a lot of problems brought on.
Yeah. And he unfortunately did not choose the most constructive way to go about it.
No.
To put that in the nicest of terms.
In this family-friendly way. He
Yeah,
I feel like that situation and a lot of the other wrestlers who have like died has resulted in like the PG era and now like chair shots only being on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fair enough, but like
it's fair, but yeah, it just doesn't make it as cool.
Yeah. I want to see him get hit in the face. But then, that's
it's also like I think Chris Benoit took a lot of like pure metal chairs as well.
Yeah.
I think that was another big part.
His was even at that time they had a rule that you couldn't hit them in the back of the head with a chair. But he was like, whatever, hit me in the back of the head. So he did, and I don't think it didn't end up.
Well, that and his finisher was jumping off the top rope for a headbutt.
Yeah.
Can't be good.
No.
Doing that every day. Like even like Hulk Hogan's bland ass leg drop finisher. like would cause serious damage.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay, I gotta amend something in my top 5.
Okay, yes.
Because the cream always rises to the top. Randy Savage has got to be on there. Like,
definitely.
Chuck off Big Match John. Because even though John Cena's a big part of like my childhood, Randy Savage is what I go back to.
Yeah.
Just the amount of like, you can tell he's just on cocaine and steroids like the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
I'm also gonna add Rey Mysterio to my top 5.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's still going. Like he's still really got it now.
Yeah, he do.
He's definitely the one of the best cruiserweights of all time.
Yeah,
at least in WWE.
Yeah, in WWE. But his like the 619 is.
Oh, did you know he like killed someone with a 619? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he like fell into the ropes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But anyway.
That was an accident. Edge is gonna be on my top 5.
Oh yeah.
I knew that would be a crossover of ours.
Yeah, well, I mean, I pretty much stan Edge in wrestling.
Yeah, if I had to order it, Edge would probably be my number 1.
Yeah, no, he's like that's why I said him like first, because I was like the first one on my top of my head was just like Edge.
Yeah.
Just even though he did some weird shit like the live sex celebration with Lita, and then Lita and Matt Hardy were a thing and he stole her away.
Yeah, that's
flash me back.
But his sneaking as well. Well, not sneaking, but cheating.
The Elimination Chamber.
Cheating his way into the Elimination Chamber to win a title again.
And like him being the first one to cash in Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was like the best way. It like set the tone for like how good Money in the Bank is.
Yeah.
Because it's like that. Yeah, it can happen anywhere, anytime. Which I think they're trying to capture again with the 24/7 championship, but they're doing it kind of in a meme way.
Yeah, I'm not really following what that is.
Essentially, it's just like a meme segment where like, Truth. I think he's the current one, but he gets it like every other day, where he just like loses it, and then later in the episode like gets it back. There's one where he gets like pinned on a golf course, and like random stuff like that. Like it's just like it's not really a prestigious belt. It's just more a meme to me, at least.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I keep interrupting you. Keep going with your top 5.
The last one is a little bit of a toss-up. I have to say honorable mention HBK Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, of course.
But right around the era of him winning the WWE Championship for Jeff Hardy, that was a good
Jeff Hardy is one I didn't think about. Jeff Hardy was a little kid was so hype about Jeff Hardy. Hell yeah. Swanton Bomb?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sad that he's all old and broken now.
Yeah, well, he's also got a lot of just issues, like personal issues.
Yeah. Have you seen the match of him in, I think it's Impact Wrestling, where he's just drugged out of his mind?
Yeah, with Sting.
Yeah, and Sting's just like, ugh.
Yeah, and the crowd starts like chanting something about like they wanted more or something, and Sting's like, yes, same.
Yep.
Oh man, did you see that what's his name, John Moxley now, when he was giving a promo and they started playing his music? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, he's like in the middle of talking basically, and the promo wasn't scripted, so they weren't sure like when he was going to end, and he came to like a bit of a like break, and they were like, oh okay, he's finishing, so they played his music, and he turns around, into the mic, he's like, hey, what the fuck? And they cut the music, and he's like, I'm making this shit up as I go, and then he just like continues the promo.
That's kind of great though.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I'm just so ready for that.
Yeah, toss up between Jeff Hardy and Triple H.
Oh yeah.
Triple H is a bit like controversial now because he's a bit of a like, he's like the COO or whatever of WWE.
Yeah, but I love that. Okay.
But when we were watching, Triple H was just, they didn't. I mean, obviously he was involved backstage, but like they didn't really talk about that much when we were watching. I feel he was still kind of the like rebellion figure, even though he was married into the company.
Yeah. Well, like they always positioned him against, like kind of like like the illegitimate stepchild almost, where he's just like rebelling against his stepdad.
Yeah, and even when he's like a heel with like Evolution or something, he could do that real well, or he could be babyface with DX, for instance.
Yeah,
like him and DX is peak like chaos, I feel.
Oh no, 100%. Although it's a little edgy now, but the Max Landis video, Because fucking Max Landis is human garbage from what's been proposed of him.
Yes, unfortunately.
But that video of him like explaining why Triple H is such a good character is so good.
Yeah.
Like it's like that need to always be in control of having the world title and seizing that opportunity to have it.
Yeah.
Which is why he always comes out and like puts people down or like buries people because he can't handle anyone else.
Yeah, that's like his character, right?
Yeah, it's such a good idea.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I like that. Because he went through that stage after it was like the big event where they first kind of like publicly broke like kayfabe, which is like the story when him and Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash and
oh yeah, and I think
Scott
it was at
Hall.
Starcade.
Yeah, Scott Hall. They all like hugged, even though they were supposed to be enemies, and people were like, "Wait a second, is this fake?"
Yeah, it's because it was like their last match.
Yeah. Triple H like caught all the brunt from that, so
shit.
They just because Shawn Michaels I think was WWE champion, and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash I think left for WCW or something like that. Vince just like shit on Triple H.
Vince did his Vince thing.
Yeah, Vince being Vince made Triple H lose all his matches for like a year.
Yeah.
This was, I think, when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley and he had the posh music.
Oh, okay, before he became the King of Kings.
The Game. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, oh my god.
His WrestleMania entrances are probably the best.
Oh, yeah.
He always goes full out for those, isn't it? Like, the recent one where it was like Mad Max and he came out in all fucking like...
Oh, yeah. My favorite one is still the classic where he came out with the chain and the helmet and the king mask, or the like, skull. Just a big fan of it.
Yeah, I really like Triple H.
I just prefer, like, Triple H is fantastic, but I'm just a little bit of an HBK homer because HBK has so much fucking charisma.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And, like, his lazy eye just gets... His lazy eye is just the best.
I know.
Because it just slowly moves as he's talking. But in the end, like, he's straight up, like, one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
In WWE, because he was there since... I think...
80s?
Was it? Oh, we're also undervaluing both The Rock and Stone Cold.
Absolutely. The Rock's had a little bit of a like his comeback now has been a bit like I don't know, feel a little sour.
Well, because he only comes back to be like, I'm the fucking Rock, baby.
Yeah. I'm like, watch my new movie.
Yeah. But classic Rock. Ooh, Hollywood Rock.
Yeah, Hollywood like heel Rock.
Oh.
You know he was only heel for like 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, but it's such a like impactful run as a bad guy that everybody is like, oh, he was the bad guy for years, but it was like 6 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's like the Stone Cold Steve Austin heel turn.
Oh. Oof.
Or like where he went corporate and everyone was like, no, no, it's not how this works. I just have this feeling that Vince is slowly going crazy.
He's getting pretty old.
Yeah.
Well, not pretty
because
old,
I remember
like
peak 2006, him versus DX. It was such a good time.
Yeah. Well, what is this? He's 74, and I mean, he's taken some hits in his wrestling.
And also, there's that whole thing with Linda McMahon being in a coma or like being like catatonic. Do you remember this?
Yeah, when he was like drugging her. Is that it?
Yeah. I don't remember why, but it really stuck out to me as being fucking weird.
Yeah, that was a weird storyline.
But I mean, Vince McMahon's a weird storyline in general. Like, he's a super self-made dude. Self-made when he just kind of went off his dad stuff. But he really did turn it into like a massive thing. Yeah,
he did.
Like Trump's a self-made man. He only got $1 million from his dad.
I mean, they're pretty buddy, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yikes. Apparently, because they get a lot of flack for going to Saudi Arabia. And obviously, like, the female wrestlers had to, like... Did you see what they had to wear?
No, what they have to wear?
They had to wear, like, full black, like, bodysuits.
Oh.
But they had to wear, like, the black bodysuits, but then these big, like, horrible, like, baggy shirts.
Oh, lame.
Yeah, obviously, because I mean,
Saudi Arabia.
That's a whole nother podcast topic. Probably not as lighthearted as this one. So let's just
not as nostalgia driven.
Not as nostalgia driven for us. Maybe for someone like Trump. But yeah, I saw that John Cena refused to wrestle in the like recently in one of these events because of that like journalist who got killed in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Same with Daniel Bryan, I think.
What a lad, John. Big match, John.
John Cena, like, although he gets a whole bunch of shit, he fucking carried a lot of WWE for that period.
Yeah. Well, he also has like 600 Make-A-Wish things that he's done.
Yeah, like he's such a GC.
Yeah.
He's such a consummate professional, and I just can't believe that he's in a Fast and Furious movie, and it weirds me out. He's in the Marine or nothing else, okay?
Yeah, I think the Marine is now like the Miz, right? He's in that.
Yeah. Oh, there's Becky Lynch as well.
Are those just WWE movies? Does WWE?
Yeah, they're just WWE movies. Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Pretty sure Shawn Michaels was in it with Becky Lynch in one of them. Oh, and there was another one with John Cena in it. Had Randy Orton as villain, if I remember correctly. There was a while Kane was in a horror movie.
Yeah, Kane was in that. Was it like See No Evil or something like that?
Yeah.
He had like chains and stuff. Oh.
And then there was a Stone Cold Steve Austin action movie.
Yeah, it was that. They were all like prisoners, and they got sent to the.
Yeah, it was some like Rambo ripoff.
Yeah, but all the prisoners had to like kill each other to escape, and the winner got like his freedom or something in Stone Cold.
So they essentially just ripped off Battle Royale / Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. I think that was actually before the Hunger Games, but they definitely ripped off Battle Royale.
Yeah. Battle Royale is like.
But they put Stone Cold in it. Although,
so weird.
In terms of WWE stars in movies, obviously, like The Rock and Batista have been...
They've transcended.
They've transcended, because I don't even consider that, like, a gimmicky actor anymore, Batista, like, in the Marvel movies. He's just like Drax. Well,
him in Blade Runner, he's so good.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I haven't seen the Blade Runner. But...
2049, I mean... I'm a little bit of a homer for the original Blade Runner, just because, like, that soundtrack and like the Tears in the Rain are just like some of like sci-fi's best in cinema. Yeah. But 2049 like really captures the essence and does its own thing. He's so good in that opening intro. Oh my god.
So we were talking about The Rock being a heel. Who would you say would be your top 5 heels?
Edge.
Which is heel is obviously, if people don't know, is like the bad guy.
Yeah. Edge, Rated R Superstar Edge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a really good question. Oh yeah, The Rock.
Yeah, Hollywood Rock.
Oh, Evolution, like.
Oh yes.
Like Ric Flair is always a good heel.
Yeah.
Okada in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just like such a cocky, like braggadocious douche.
Yeah.
I highly recommend, if you haven't seen any New Japan Pro Wrestling, just watch Okada. Any like Okada Omega.
Yeah, I've been
Kenny Omega matches.
I've been interested
Okada
in
Naito.
Some of it, but I have no idea where to like start.
They post a few like full matches on. Oh, AJ Styles is pretty up there actually.
AJ Styles is good.
Him in New Japan was great.
Yeah. Have you heard the story about AJ Styles getting offended at somebody when they were doing a promo on him?
No.
Apparently the guy, I don't remember who the other person was, but they were obviously meant to get out there and kind of like insult AJ Styles a little bit. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of like bringing up Jesus, because AJ Styles is quite religious apparently. And AJ Styles was like, "Don't you say nothing about my Jesus," or something like that.
It's so good.
I can also picture it in his like southern accent as well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Did you okay, so there's this New Japan pro wrestler who got like paralyzed.
Oh.
Like super fucked up in New Japan Pro Wrestling in like one match because he like headbutts Okada.
Oh.
And then you can just see that his like face paralyzes and he just can't move after that.
Just from headbutting him.
Yeah, just from headbutting him.
Wow.
But like he was rapidly like climbing up.
Right.
New Japan, like a hard style wrestler, like a real strong style, like don't pull punches.
Right.
Type of wrestler.
Well, maybe you should have. How many heels have you got?
I think I have 4. I think I just have the last one. John Cena Ultimate Heel.
Make John Cena go heel.
Thugonomics John Cena. Actually, I'm gonna put Kurt Angle up there because Kurt Angle was so good.
That's a good choice.
Because like, his work.
Yeah.
Oof.
when he wrestled Brock Lesnar with like a broken neck or something.
Yeah, dude. Like that
and
man's
Brock
insane.
Lesnar, like failed that like flip thingy, the somersault, moonsault.
Yeah.
And, like broke his neck or something, or gave himself a concussion. So my heel list is gonna be Edge, of course.
Yeah.
At the top. Around about 2009, or probably just forever, Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Dude, rated RKO, underrated staple.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say Vince McMahon.
Oh, that is 100% fair.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon has been classic.
Like, he always puts himself to get shit on constantly. And even though he might be a bit of a controversial figure in real life.
Who did he make kiss? He made so many people kiss his ass live on TV, though.
Yeah. It was... I think it was Shawn... That was the whole Shawn Michaels thing, and then Shawn, like, made Shane kiss Vince's ass instead.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Anyway, yeah, no, he's so good.
Yeah, he's just a great bad guy.
Yeah.
And just, like, the fact that he puts himself up to be the bad guy, where he could... Because he owns the company, he could easily be, like, the good guy, or just, like, not involved.
Like,
he always involves himself as the bad guy.
Because it always feels better, like, because he's, like, technically, like, the corporate monster.
Yeah.
And for, like, the regular Joe to, like, win against the corporate monster, even through, like, wrestling, is something that's, like, satisfying in itself. Good narrative, too.
Yeah. I'm also going to add a little new boy. Bray Wyatt is going to be my...
Oh, nah, yeah. Him as the Fiend, like, recently.
Yeah.
It's been so good. Too bad they ruined it.
Yeah. And then... I think I've got two, but I think for a consistent heel in recent years, The Miz. His, like, Intercontinental Champion. Have you seen that thing where he, like, explodes on Daniel Bryan at that, like, interview show?
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, I don't know if that's real or it's coming... I mean, obviously that was coming from a very, like, personal and real place for him. But my honorable mention is, but he's not heel enough, but is Seth Rollins. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, he had that really good streak when he betrayed the Shield and went like...
Yeah. He went to the...
Like, essentially became a corporate shield. That was so
but
good.
he's a good guy, I feel like.
Yeah, apparently he's been getting a lot of flack recently for popping off and being super, like, outspoken on Twitter.
Yeah, because he's quite, like, pro... Bit of a... WWE.
Right? And he doesn't know when to not talk.
Yeah.
So everyone he had this period like last year where he was just killing it, and everyone was like, it was leading up to WrestleMania, I remember, because he was like, he did like a crazy like 30-40 minute match, I think, on Raw against a whole bunch of opponents.
Yeah, that was the longest match in WWE history for like a person to last. Was him.
Yeah.
I think it was Rey Mysterio in the Royal Rumble before that.
Yeah, and it was just insane. And then he became the champ again, and then everyone was like,
Yeah, WWE's real good with their like champ runs, and then they just, I don't know, man. Once they become champion, like the Kofi Kingston champion.
I got so mad that they threw that away.
Yeah, to Brock.
Brock Lesnar does bring in the dollars for WWE, but he's the worst thing to happen.
Yeah, he definitely is. I think that was what part of Roman Reigns said in his promo, was that like he's bad for WWE.
Yeah, he brings in a lot, but there's no consistency if you don't have a full-time champion.
Yeah, no.
Like, you can't build storylines aside from like, hi, I am Brock Lesnar, I will defeat you.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that crap is, like, ugh. Oh well, I mean, at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar will hopefully be defeated at WrestleMania. Who's he going up against at WrestleMania, I wonder?
Based on the like Royal Rumble, I would say Drew McIntyre.
Oh no, I want Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre better beat him.
Yeah.
Because they built up his Claymore kick to be like devastating.
Yeah, well, that was.
And also, Drew McIntyre's been through so much, and he is a fucking handsome ass man.
Yeah, and he's also huge, and Vince McMahon likes that. So.
Yeah, Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men.
Oof. So I guess branching off from that discussion, who do you think are your top 5 faces?
John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena, without question, is classic, like, the ultimate babyface.
Yeah.
Like, the man can really do no wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as a young child growing up, he was so cool to me.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. Obviously, as you get older, you get a little bit sour on big match, Invincible Super Saiyan, John Cena.
Yeah.
But like, hustle, loyalty, respect.
Yeah.
Ooh, throwback to some New Japan. I'm just gonna go with Tanahashi because he's like essentially the John Cena of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right. There's always a John Cena.
Yeah, that's everyone's like dream match essentially.
Yeah.
If like those two promotions would be those two.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot Batista. How could I forget Batista?
Batista.
He's so good. Yeah. He was good as both. He was actually, I think he's better as a heel.
Yeah, I think so.
But he just skipped my mind. Yeah, no, it's really difficult because like there's so many like going through my mind, and as a kid I don't necessarily thought heel or face.
Yeah.
I just thought like cool or not.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll go like a little bit more recent Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
But he's good as both a heel and a face.
He is.
Like his Eco Warrior. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Kofi Kingston, I'm gonna go another recent one because that title run and that build up was like essentially
the build up to that was insane. That was so
and also it was just in that peak time where like he was getting a push when we were still watching as kids, and it's just like a payoff for that push.
Yeah.
Like after getting smacked down.
Yeah, when we were watching, Kofi was probably just starting out, I'm guessing, and
yeah, it was when he was still Jamaican.
Yeah. Yeah, he was Jamaican, and he had he was like Intercontinental Champion for a while. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Man, the New Day is actually like so good.
Yeah, I feel like I
really like the New Day. Every time their like gimmick starts to get slightly old, they immediately switch it up to something new and fresh.
Yeah, I feel like whoever's I feel like that was. I'm basing this on absolutely nothing, but I feel like Xavier Woods was like the man behind that.
Oh yeah, that dude has so much energy.
Yeah, he's got that.
And like, they have such a little cute boy like brotherhood.
Yeah, yeah. Or that was probably one of the best wrestling moments of recent memory when Xavier and Big E had to like do that match, the like gauntlet match.
Oh, for Kofi.
For Kofi to get in, that was so good.
Oh my god, dude!
When the Usos came out and they were like, "Nah, bruh, we forfeit."
Yeah,
that was fantastic. Whoever was in charge of that decision made the right call.
Ooh, okay. Here's one that you might not know.
Ooh.
NXT, Johnny Gargano.
I've heard of him.
You know who that is?
I've heard of him.
Fuck, he was such a good babyface. He just recently turned heel, but him and
yeah, they just lost like a tag match, right?
Yeah, he used to be part of a tag team called DIY with Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
And then Tommaso Ciampa like turned heel on him.
Yeah.
And it's been consistently one of the best like reasons to watch NXT.
Right.
Like I've watched most of their matches.
I've heard NXT is real good.
Oh, NXT is like Triple H booking things, not Vince McMahon being insane.
Yeah.
And all the build-ups are so well done, and the characters.
If Triple H was given free reign over WWE, I reckon it'd be next level.
Yeah. Well, everyone's kind of waiting for Vince to pop off.
Just like CM Punk said, man. I reckon Dream Team would be Triple H and Shane. Because I feel like Shane, a lot of people in the industry respect him for not just like relying on his dad. He like put himself out there in a lot of matches.
Oh, I mean, the amount of times he's jumped off fucking something super high.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
He did the man thing recently. He got chucked off a table of a cell into a table.
I feel like he sometimes has a tendency, like, especially when he was running SmackDown, to put himself in a lot of matches. I like the fact that Triple H can, like, it's like Triple H and Shawn Michaels are, like, running NXT, and, like, you can just see how high the quality of that match is.
Yeah.
There's this, it's the North American Championship that they put out, like, last year. There's a ladder match for it.
Okay.
It's so good. Okay, under a brand new heel who's, like, up and coming, but all the fucking wrestling snarks are gonna be like, I've heard about him ages ago. But Velveteen Dream.
I've heard of that.
He's up in NXT. He's in NXT. He just came back from injury, I think, recently. But like, he's 22, and you can just tell that dude's gonna be a goddamn star.
Yeah.
From like the way he plays his characters. Yeah. Like he does like specific wrestling attire to like take the piss out of like other people or like make homages, and like his character work is so good. Yeah, I highly recommend watching some NXT. It's a way more like, it's less in your face, like, oh look how glitz and glamour he is, just more like actual good wrestling.
Yeah, I feel like WWE
definitely go back and watch some
very glitz and glammy now.
Yeah, watch some Ciampa Gargano. Okay, so my fifth baby face. I mean, I just got a soft spot. This is gonna be a tag team, but we're gonna go for Hardy Boys.
Okay, that's fair.
Cause like that was though they were my favorite.
Yeah.
Like tag team back in the day. But I'm so sad that they're all both broken, and the Matt Hardy's like you can tell they can't move as like fluidly as they used to.
Yeah. Although
but like Matt Hardy's got a good character
never
now.
Really like the high flyer. I mean, he was a high flyer, but he wasn't as like spinny and twisty as Jeff.
Yeah, well, Jeff Hardy was always way more chaotic.
Yeah, Matt was like the on the ground twist of fate boy.
Hell yeah. I can still remember Matt Hardy's theme song. I don't want to sing it because I'll butcher that shit real quick.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's my top 5. What's your top 5, boy?
Honorable mention is CM Punk, purely because they booked him as a heel. But when he shit on the company so hard, everybody loved it, and they just made him a face.
Yeah. Well, it essentially was heel versus him, and then John Cena became the corporate shill, and he became the people's champ.
Yeah, the new era just swapped on him. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But obviously, big match John Cena.
Oh yeah, big match John.
Is in the
he's classic.
Is on the list.
He's the biggest babyface of all babyfaces.
Yeah, definitely, and he's a good one. He's just a great babyface. Yeah. Daniel Bryan is on the list.
Yeah, of course.
He's just great as a good guy. Yeah. I mean, he's a great as a bad guy, but he's just great in general.
Yeah, like he has what makes wrestling good. Like he's got good promo work. He's fantastic in the ring. Yeah. And like he really like throws himself into whatever character he's playing.
Yeah. I'll also say new era Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Although I think he was always a face, but his like
he's pretty much always been a face.
Yeah, but his resurgence now in popularity, or his surge, I should say, not resurgence.
It kind of annoys me that he got pushed into the main event and then was brought back down as soon as he got fucking slammed by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because he has the potential to main event, like consistently. I feel at least.
Yeah, well, everybody goddamn loved him. Yeah.
And I mean, it's just WWE, really.
Yeah. I had Rey Mysterio, but I think.
I was thinking Rey Mysterio too, but I just can't really justify him too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really justify him as a face much either. I don't know why.
I think there was just more impactful faces. Like he was always a good underdog, but I don't think he was prevalent enough for me personally.
Yeah.
As like a good face.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna swap him for Becky Lynch.
Oh, well, that's classic. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Well, not classic, but like
classic.
As far as like
very recent, but she made a tweet very recently about how when they did her WrestleMania match, pretty much everybody in the crowd was holding up like a sign, like the man sign, which is her thing. She said that she still wasn't getting paid as much as like the men, even though she headlined WrestleMania.
Oh, all right.
That's
annoying.
Vince, please.
She literally became like the women's Stone Cold. Really?
Yeah, she got the attitude 100%. And the like
that like fuck the corporation, and she was such a natural because like she clearly was getting like buried, and then like she just started this reinsurgence, and then like the entire like WWE universe got behind her.
Yeah.
And just like organically made her into that star rather than Vince being like, here you go, Charlotte Flair, there were 432nd title shot.
Yep. But you know, Vince is gonna Vince.
Fucking Vince is gonna Vince. Damn straight.
I also feel like this is a strange point, but I think Becky Lynch having not blonde hair just helps her stand out almost.
Oh yeah,
because there's a lot of wrestlers that are just blonde. Like in the I watched the Royal Rumble this year. They were just like, I was just like, who's this?
Beth Phoenix, Michelle McCool.
Yeah. Although Beth Phoenix did not have blonde hair by the end of that match because she got cut up real bad on the back of her head.
Ooh. She's married to Edge. I support that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird visual couple to me, but
Yeah, well, that's because like when we were watching, she was like the Glamazon, and like
Yeah.
Edge was like still like in that main event status.
Yeah. And she
It's
had
like, you
that
know,
thing with,
Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are engaged.
Yeah.
That weirded me out.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh.
Because they just never bring that up, or they never have those two interact, I feel.
They did for a little while, like when they first announced it, and then I think they like buried it back down because it's not important and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know who I feel really bad for? Fucking Rusev.
Oh.
Like recently, like him and Lana.
Yeah.
And like Lana's like, I love Bobby Lashley now. And then Rusev's like, no! I'm like, Vince, why are you doing this to my man Rusev? Yeah. Like,
my boy Rusev.
He doesn't deserve that. Like, no one deserves to have their like wife in a fucking like betrayal cheating angle where she's pregnant with Bobby Lashley's baby.
Is that his real wife?
Yeah, it's his real wife.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna Google if they got a divorce, but
oh, that would be terrible. Surely they're still.
Apparently,
oh no.
She's filed for divorce.
Oh.
And issued a restraining order on him.
Oh my god! No way. Oh, he's really Russian. Okay. Usually. Usually they just chuck on a Russian accent or something.
Nah, he's really a Russian dude, but I think it's just like bullshit.
Yeah.
Personally, but at the same time, like, Vince, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Vince likes those really weird, like, cucky angles, to be honest.
Yeah, he does, man. He does. It's so weird. I mean, like, it feels very telling.
Okay. The very classic, like, Vince McMahon reaction gif. You know the
Oh yeah.
Oh, is literally. Have you seen that segment?
I'm sure I have, but I can't remember the.
It's like fucking like Vince McMahon's like, oh, I gotta hire a new assistant, and you're like, all right, Vince, and then like all these like boring ladies come out, and he's like, oh yeah, fucking get out my ring, and then like he's about to hire this lady, and then like I think it's Michelle McCool comes out and essentially like basically does like a strip tease and like dances on him, and then he falls out of his chair. I mean,
Vince.
One of the greatest reaction gifts of all time, but like it's like that type of shit, like like that like real weird like lewd. I'm just like fucking Vince, man.
I think final addition on my face list is he pushed the limits of what a face was by breaking the rules, but I'm gonna go Eddie Guerrero.
Oh,
and big R.I.P. to Eddie Guerrero.
Dude, actually big. He's out of my mind, but like he was such a good wrestler, and like he was such a like clearly like it's a heel who isn't a heel.
Yeah. His lie, cheat, steal gimmick, fantastic.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously we've clearly undervalued some like past people.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably just this is all like on the spot thinking of this stuff. So
yeah, I mean, like I would put Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold
in places.
Yeah,
but like I don't know, Stone Cold to me, like every time he comes out now, he's just like a PG gimmick of himself.
Yeah. This is one. Who would you say is your top 5 of this like modern era?
Oh, modern. Ooh. I'm gonna go modern era WWE. Also honorable mention era, to New Zealand born Jay Switchblade.
Okay.
In New Japan Pro Wrestling, who's like kind of who's really up and coming in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's from New Zealand. I think his name it's like Jay White.
Okay.
Also known as Switchblade.
That's pretty cool. To be honest.
But okay, so top 5 in the new era. Becky Lynch.
Yep. Good call.
Seth Rollins.
Yep. Good call.
Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Because he's transcended really. They haven't actually really been that. Oh, not Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens so good.
Yeah, he is.
And then I would go Tommaso Ciampa as a good heel, a solid heel.
Okay.
Honestly, like if you watch any more WWE, Sam, watch the NXT Gargano Ciampa stuff.
Okay. I'll definitely write his name down. Yeah, I think our lists are going to be very similar for this top 5 modern.
Yeah, well, I mean, because WWE's been so bad with booking that, like, when they've got it right, they really stand out, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'd say Becky Lynch as well. Seth Rollins as well, Daniel Bryan. I'm also going to chuck in Bray Wyatt. He's very good. Plus, he's already been given matches against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I mean, he lost, but still. Although, he was... Bray Wyatt was Husky Harris. Do you remember Husky Harris?
No.
It was Bray Wyatt's first gimmick in WWE. It was very bad, but that's okay.
Before he got creepy?
Yeah, before he got creepy, he was just I don't even know what Husky Harris's gimmick was, but he was like a C tier, basically, wrestler. Who else? There's one more on my list, on my spot to be picked. Who's really good? Maybe Drew McIntyre from WWE.
Yeah,
although he's been around for a while, hasn't he?
Such a history story. Yeah, because he came, was Vince's golden boy, something happened, he dropped out, and then...
Goddamn Vince.
And now he's back, because Vince McMahon loves big sweaty men.
Yep. Any excuse to have a huge dude.
Fucking just classic Vince.
Have you heard the interview with CM Punk where he talks about how he got told so many times to make Roman Reigns look strong?
No.
It's like a I think he's talking to his friend that he brings up a lot, Colt Cabana, is that it?
Yeah, I think they had a bit of a falling out, but anyway.
Yeah, at the time anyway. It was around when the Shield was doing their thing.
Popping off, yeah.
Yeah. They had a thing against CM Punk, and Vince wanted CM Punk to fight the Shield, essentially, but win in the end, but it was 1-on-3 or something.
Yeah.
He got told explicitly that he needed to make Roman Reigns look really strong. And CM Punk was like, well, okay, I get that, but then you just want me to beat him. And they were like, yeah. But before you beat him, you have to make him look really strong. And CM Punk was like, well, how about I just lose to him then? You know?
Yeah.
That would make him look really strong. And they were like, no, because we want you to be the big one, you know? And he was like, fuck's sake, this company. CM Punk, though.
CM Punk is just a classic. He just he sort of is the ultimate anti-establishment.
Yeah, he's
in the modern era.
The modern day Stone Cold, right?
Yeah. And then he came, and then as soon as he didn't want to do it anymore, he was like, nah.
Yeah, I'm out. What would you say would be your top 5 WrestleMania moments or matches? Matches or moments.
So we got Ric Flair HBK. Ric Flair's last match in WWE.
Oh yeah.
The fucking I'm sorry and the super kick. Oh Oof. Boy, hits me.
Yeah, that's a sad one.
Jeff Hardy jumping off the fucking. That's just old school nostalgia hype. WrestleMania 23 Money in the Bank is I still would go back and watch that and just get hyped like a kid.
Yeah, that's so good.
Undertaker HBK. I'm just gonna include 1 and 2 kind of together because they're kind of really a dual story.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I marked out for that pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then number 5. Look at me, fucking Watch Mojo listing out here.
Oh no.
I'm gonna run out of ideas and then post crap.
Oh no.
Shots fired.
We already got beef.
I know, right? Number 5. Ooh. Pretty sure isn't there a Stone Cold Rock match at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
And those are fucking so good. Yeah. WrestleMania 19, Stone Cold
19.
Rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say 19. Yeah, iconic, really. Whenever you put Stone Cold and The Rock in a situation like that together, it's
gonna be classic. Yeah.
5-star classic.
Oh, Matt Hardy used to be a fucking cruiserweight, apparently.
Matt Hardy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and the pre-show matches for WrestleMania 19, or the first match in WrestleMania 19, was Matt Hardy vs Rey Mysterio for the cruiserweight.
Wow. Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah. It's a forgotten title, I feel like.
Yeah, well, it kind of got relegated. They had 205 Live, which is just a cruiserweight show, and that really got shafted because it wasn't pushed or branded at all.
Yeah.
But they've kind of just merged it in with the oldies,
Yeah.
like the classics. And NXT is the kind of like staple third brand now.
Yeah.
What about for you, my dude?
I'm also gonna put that that specific Money in the Bank match at 23. Did you say?
Yep.
Yeah, that one was. Oh boy, very good.
Dude, Jeff Hardy jumping off a 23-foot ladder and like fucking destroying Edge.
Yeah. Was that the one with Matt and Jeff were both in it?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker is a great match.
CM Punk was in that ladder match in WrestleMania 23.
CM Punk won it at 24, I think.
Yeah.
And that started his like push.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say I think it's WrestleMania 22 with Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle and Randy Orton.
Oh.
That triple threat match, very good.
Hell yeah.
First world title win for Rey.
Yeah, he's held it. I think he's held it like once or twice, right?
Yeah, he won the WWE Championship a few years back, but John Cena kind of like screwed him out of it. Big mess.
Well, I mean, John just gets directed by fucking Vince McMahon, essentially.
Yeah.
Go bury him.
Yeah, go bury him.
You're fired.
Yeah. Oh, Vince, please. I'm also going to chuck on... I don't know if this should be an honorable mention or not. I'll just say Edge versus Mick Foley in the hardcore match.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. I think that's WrestleMania 22
as well.
Oh, 22.
Yeah, because it was after Mick Foley was like the special guest ref for a match, and Edge lost his title in it, and he started blaming Mick Foley for it. So then they had like a hardcore feud. It was very cool. I think that's 4, isn't it? So last one is going to be what I thought was the start of it was a very shitty, boring match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for
the fucking Seth Rollins cash-in?
The Seth Rollins cash-in for Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah, no, that's crazy. That one was super good.
A triple threat match, and then winning was, oh boy, so good.
Yeah, dude.
That made me an instant Seth Rollins fan.
Yeah, I feel like Seth Rollins has a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, he does.
His highs are so high, and his lows are just like, eh.
Yeah.
They're not really bad or anything, they're just eh. And he kind of has an annoying voice to listen to, but...
Yeah, it's like unique though. He doesn't just sound like a big beefy dude with like too many muscles like Roman Reigns or something. Roman Reigns hasn't really been on any of our lists.
Well, he just feels inorganically pushed, and I really... Okay, this is gonna sound so bad. But, like, when he got leukemia, and he pulled back from the stage, and then when he came back, and he wasn't being pushed so hard, I really liked him as a character.
Yeah.
I mean, he got fucking stuck with Baron Corbin for a while, and that was, ugh.
Yeah, no one cares about you, Baron Corbin.
Also,
Baron Corbin's right. No problem.
Side thing.
Yes.
Completely unrelated, but I just saw this. But McDonald's New Zealand brought back the Szechuan sauce for on Wednesday. I'm dating us. March 4th, 2020. This podcast gonna be so old and overrated.
Fuck. Yeah, it's gonna come out in like 3 years.
Oh man, we gotta do an episode on like general TV talk or something like that, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I got so many trash opinions.
Oh no.
So many shitty hot takes.
You can be the host for that one.
Ooh. No, I'm down for that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that cash-in was just so good. That's probably one of the best Money in the Bank cash-ins.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think there's ever been one at a WrestleMania before.
Yeah, because I think Edge's was just on a random TV show.
Yeah, just like Raw or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, Edge's first one was after Elimination Chamber.
It was after a match. I wasn't sure if it was WrestleMania, though.
Or it was, it would have been No Way Out. I think that's what they called it back then.
Yeah, Seth Rollins in 2015 cashing it on. Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I really liked Seth Rollins' fight against Brock Lesnar. I think it was last year. When Brock Lesnar just like attacked him before the match started.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, well, Seth's not going to win this. But then he, like, did some, like, a low blow as well, and then did, like, all those curb stomps.
Yeah. That was I really liked that match because it was quick and I didn't have to be subjected to Brock Lesnar's crap.
Yeah. And then Seth Rollins was the Beast Slayer, which is just very cool.
I think I definitely agree. It's, like, super cool. But, like, Seth Rollins to me, like, I'm just like, sometimes I'm really on him and sometimes I'm really off.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, when he pushes it, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. But other times he's super organically good.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely one of the top people in the company. Oh, did you hear they're gonna do John Cena Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania this year?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like John Cena's hair, man. That's a weird complaint, but
why?
I don't know. It's just, have you seen it now?
Well, his hair.
Yeah. He's not bald anymore. He's got, like, parted hair.
Formal match, John. I'm just gonna Google John Cena hair.
Yeah. That's not good, is it?
No. He looks like JBL.
Ah, yuck. We don't like JBL.
No. And I mean, it's just because it's a little longer than it used to be, because he used to have it, like, shaved short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, marine style.
Have you seen his hair in the new Fast and Furious?
It looks super weird, right?
Yeah, but it's better than the JBL hair.
That's true.
So I don't know.
It's specifically styled to be, like,
it's like kind of like curly and like a little. It's got
a little spacey.
Yeah.
A little spicy.
But in that poster for Fast and Furious, John Cena straight up looks like a gorilla. Like, his thighs are smaller than his arms.
Yeah.
And he's just huge. He's just a huge dude.
Oh my god, so many people are fucking... I love how it's a meme that, like, hair John Cena looks like JBL. It's so funny.
It really does.
He does.
And I don't like him for it, because JBL's just such a douche.
He's so scummy, yeah, I agree with you. That's some good heel work, but I just never liked JBL.
I don't know, I think JBL's also a real life douche.
Yeah.
Apparently he's, like, quite a bully. He, like, hazes people.
That's not what we want to hear.
No.
Like, it's like, Christian and Edge are just, like, lads, but they're also, like, such great heels.
Yeah.
Just be like that, you know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, you can't always have a winner, and you just got to put JBL in the bin. Listen.
Sometimes you just gotta chuck him on commentary instead.
Ugh.
I don't really like JBL as a commentator. But I
don't really like Michael Cole either.
Yeah. I don't know.
And like, I'm so sad that like the golden age of commentators, like gone. NXT has really good commentators, but current Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, they bring in Jerry Lawler like occasionally.
But he's so old and out of touch.
Yeah.
All I remember
he still makes these weird like diva comments, which is like when we were kids and watching it, you were like, "That's funny," but now you're like, Jerry, you can't really.
Yeah, like when he was a younger man, and then like obviously the women's division was a bit of a joke, which it really shouldn't have been.
It definitely was.
Just like overtly sexualizing women for no reason other than for Jerry Lawler to be like, "Oh, I'd like to be in the ring with them." Oh,
yeah, pretty much.
And like, ugh. And now when he says it, everyone's like, "Okay, dude."
Yeah, everyone's like, "Wow,
cool.
Jerry." Okay. Who would you say is like the best commentators?
All time. I mean, JR is just like top tier.
JR is definitely probably the best. Jerry.
Now I'm really sad. Now he kind of forgets people's names.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, because he's the commentator for AEW, and he'll just say the like wrong person's name.
Oh.
It's like this commentator in the NBA called like Marv Albert. He's so old, and he'll be like, "That's insert like." So say it'll be like Steph Curry, and it'll be Steph Curry going up with the ball. He's shooting like a 3-point. He's like, "Oh, that's LeBron James with a 2-pointer," and you're like, "Oh, dude, my dude." And then he goes, "Oh, sorry, that's Steph Curry." And you're like, "My dog. If you're calling them the wrong name every time they go down, please just retire, Marv."
It's Scottie Pippen.
You're like, "Oh, Marv, please."
Marv, it isn't. It isn't. It's not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you're like, Michael Jordan's retired, Marv. What are you doing? You're living in the '90s, boy. Chill. Yeah, it's like he's getting to that level.
Oh, that's sad.
But
JR's some probably other...
JR's my favorite.
The iconic commentator.
Yeah.
Like when
the
people...
goddamn slobber knocker is classic to me.
Yeah. Even all the mainstream memes about WWE, like the RKO out of nowhere. I feel like that's JR just screaming.
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yeah. And
so
the like iconic "he's broken in half" that he would say whenever anything
goddamn nearly broke him in half. Yes.
And especially knowing that I feel like I don't actually know this, but I think JR is very religious, and so he would always bring that in. Like he'd be like, "By God is my witness, he's broken in half," and you're like, "Damn."
Yeah,
if
just
God
he
is
really
your witness, JR. Then
it.
I guess he really is broken in half.
I know, right? I'm trying to look up the NXT ones. The NXT ones are very good. Oh, and I also like the New Japan ones, but that's also because they just get so hype and I can't understand it. And you just get caught up in their energy.
Yeah, you can hear when the fights in WWE break out into the area with the international commentators. I always feel like the Japanese commentators are the ones you can hear the most, just like going off.
Definitely.
Like they're just so into it.
Hell yeah!
And then you can hear Michael Cole just like I don't know, being fucking boring or something.
Just being him.
Just being Michael Cole. Although I feel like they really ruined Michael Cole. Because he wasn't that bad.
Became a rando heel.
Yeah, that was so
weird. When it was the anonymous Raw GM, kill me. That was some low time in WWE.
Yeah, that was probably the worst time I'd say for WWE. I feel like the roster was so small at one point. They only had like Big Match John and like the Big Match guys. Really?
Yeah.
But
and
now,
then like a few B tiers. Now it's overflowing.
Now it's huge. But I guess I would say that's a good thing, but they're not like using it enough.
No, not at all.
Like
and it's
like the fucking
they don't have enough time.
Yeah.
What they need is less superstars, and then they don't need to do fucking like 3-hour shows.
Yeah. Well,
you don't need like 3 hours.
Yeah, but they're not giving. Obviously, what we talked about in the beginning, Bray Wyatt being salty about his loss.
Oh, but that's completely fair.
Yeah, definitely. But like, you look now, and I think WWE champion is Brock Lesnar, and Universal champion is Goldberg. It was just two like veteran old dudes. In the business.
Two part-timers.
Yeah.
Who probably really shouldn't be there.
Yeah. It's sometimes honestly, it just feels like they're just giving it back and forward to certain people.
Yep, I honestly think the entire reason they stripped it off the Fiend is because they didn't really want to push the Fiend in like for money reasons, because it's like they want that like child friendly like demographic.
Yeah.
That PG demographic, and they also did it so they could push Roman Reigns into the main event.
Ugh. No.
You know
I
who?
Feel like the Fiend would do well in like AEW? Somewhere else, like AEW.
I definitely think so. I think it would be given like way greater opportunity to actually show his character.
Yeah.
And they could turn him into their Undertaker essentially.
Yeah.
What I'm really sad about is like legitimately like how they kind of ruined Shinsuke Nakamura and Asuka, because they were pretty much like they were already bona fide stars in their respective other promotions, and they came over and you just need to kind of continue that. But then they just fucking the booking was so bad.
Yeah. Asuka had like a match this year against Becky Lynch. I mean, she lost, but like
they've recently built her up with Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
And they just essentially went the Kabuki Warriors, and I was like, fucking all right, WWE. WWE has like this weird stereotype of pitting foreign people against America.
Yeah.
And I hate every time they do it.
I feel like that's
like Rusev big match John matches, which was like, I am Russian,
Yeah.
and John's like, oh, American for the United States title.
Yeah, I feel like that's because of Hulk Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan's fault.
Yeah.
All of that.
And if it works once for Vince, it works anyone.
Yeah, and like Sergeant Slaughter and all those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Just American. Although
That's
Sergeant
true.
Slaughter is like a Iranian sympathizer is hilarious. Back in, I don't even know when that was. So long ago. How about tag teams? Who do you think would be like best tag teams?
I mean, DX is up there, like classic old DX.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got a soft spot for Rated RKO.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they were so much fun.
Yeah.
New Day.
Yeah. I feel like our list is probably going to be identical, yeah.
Hardy Brothers. I really liked DIY, but that's just because I watched a lot of, essentially when I was watching Gargano Ciampa. So DIY essentially in NXT were like babyface, like the babyface where everyone rooted for them the whole time because they were built up really well to getting their titles.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's actually mostly WWE that has specific tag teams. A lot of like New Japan has stables, like a lot of stables rather than tag teams.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, the Usos are pretty up there after they changed from being baby faces. They put on some really good matches. When it's the Uso Penitentiary and they're now, jeez.
Yeah. I like the Usos.
Heart Foundation.
Yes.
Up there. There's kind of a stable, but also a tag team. Like you can't go without mentioning Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah. His like.
We would be remiss to not go over him.
Intro.
Hell yeah, Mr. fucking, what is it? Where did he get screwed over? And it was in Canada.
Montreal.
Yeah, the Montreal Screwjob.
Yes.
Yeah, where Shawn Michaels became the most hated man in WWE.
Yep.
After that.
Have you seen that promo he did when he went back to Montreal?
No.
Oh.
Is it good?
Oh, it's so good. It was like heel Shawn Michaels, and it was like years later, but he went out there and they just booed him. So it was like one of the loudest boos ever. And he went out there and he started talking about like how Bret Hart sucks and all that, like, you know, all that classic.
Some good heel shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
Some good heel shit where he's like shit talking Bret Hart, and the crowd was getting like real riled up about it. Then Bret Hart's music came on, and everyone lost their minds. Like, they were like, oh my god, Bret Hart's gonna come out here and kick Shawn Michaels' ass. And Shawn Michaels was like, oh shit, it's Bret Hart. And then there was like the music went on and nothing happened. And then Shawn Michaels was like, pranked you, he's not coming out. And it was like the crowd went insane with boos. Everyone hated him.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's why HBK's in my top 5.
Yeah, he's so good.
Also, I'll never forget, I'm pretty sure it might be WrestleMania 3 where he came down on the zip line.
No, that wouldn't have been 3. Because that was like Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
I'm just gonna Google Mr. WrestleMania, it'll come up with who I want.
Maybe it was.
He really was Mr. WrestleMania though, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. WrestleMania.
Fuck.
X.
Oh, I love that.
Whatever
that I fucking love the Saudi Arabia show. It's like Triple H versus the Brothers of Destruction. Like Triple H, HBK, like DX versus Brothers of Destruction. At the end of them, Triple H and Shawn Michaels are sitting in the ring being like, we're too fucking old for this shit.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. That was a thing, like, like, November of 2019, right? Where they... DX came back to take on the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah.
It's like, that's very cool and nostalgic, but like, these all 4 of these dudes are old.
Yeah, it's just the Saudi money being like, here you go.
Yeah. It's some bullshit. I don't like that.
Yeah, I just want them to retire it. Like, put all the old guys out to pasture.
Yeah. You've had some great years, boys. But
like I did, because I don't want to see them old and busted and jank.
Yeah.
I want to remember them as like the fucking crazy good athletes they were.
Yeah. I saw someone on Reddit, I think it was, saying that they were like partly glad that the women's division back in like forever has been terrible, because it can't be ruined by like old competitors now.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they've like all those people like Mickey James and stuff have like washed their hands of the business. Like they're like, nah, fuck this. So now it's like they have to use new talent.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's actually that's a really good point. Like,
yeah. So like the early 2000s women walked, so the 2020 women could run, basically. Some of the Royal Rumble this year was basically just like NXT women.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting seeing Charlotte challenge for the NXT title.
Is that what she's doing?
Yeah, that's the plan. Rhea Ripley, like essentially, Becky Lynch is versing Shayna Baszler, who's like a former UFC star, who's been like dominant in NXT. Yeah, and then Rhea Ripley, who I think is another former UFC star, is versing Charlotte for NXT.
Okay.
Which will be like, I honestly want Charlotte to lose because NXT needs a better showcase because it's fucking way better than SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah.
Like consistently, like their takeovers are just consistently good, and it's all thanks to the DX.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
In the Royal Rumble, Bianca Belair, I think is.
Oh, the chick with the really long hair.
Yeah,
she uses it to hair whip people.
Yeah, she was really impressive in the Royal Rumble. She was very.
Yeah, she's been in NXT for ages.
Yeah.
She's so like you can tell they really have a good culture there.
Yeah.
In NXT.
Yeah. Oh my god, I saw I think it was Bianca Belair. It came up in my recommended on like Instagram or something, and she posted a photo of all the like the women of color of NXT and WWE and stuff.
Yeah.
And which is cool because there was a lot of them. Because I think when I watched there was like, I think it was just white women. Except for I can't remember her name, but like Booker T or King Booker's like wife.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even remember who. I don't remember her name. But The Rock's daughter was in it. Oh my god, it's so weird. She's just a girl with like The Rock's face.
She really does look really similar to The Rock. And I honestly really hope that she gets a really organic time to grow and become her own character and not just get boosted up being The Rock's daughter.
Yeah, like Charlotte Flair kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, Charlotte Flair's kind of come into her own, but she originally just started that.
Well, I mean, even her music and like a lot of stuff is very like Ric Flair.
Oh, like the Migos?
The Migos?
Sorry, yeah, Migos. Do they have that like that Ric Flair song? Oh, sorry, I said that like such a Christian white mum. Have you heard of this band, the Migos?
The Migos.
I think it's called like Ric Flair Drip or something like that.
Yeah.
Fucking Ric Flair is such a cult classic wrestler.
I know, yeah. I feel like he's probably one of the biggest that non-wrestlers would know.
Yeah.
Just because of like that song and also just like his like gifs of like the